Hello everybody, today I'm going to share a solo spot in Frontier Mountains. This is for a person who wrote in to ask me a question about solo spots at 110, level 110. And this is what he wrote. I'll just put it up on the screen here. He wrote, "Hey FC, your channel is the greatest. I can't live without your channel. It's the best thing in the universe. In your opinion, what is the best spot for soloing as a Necro at level 110, in which you'd get the most AA in the shortest amount of time?" And I crossed his name out there to protect his privacy. So anyways, to answer your question, there are actually two spots in the game at level 110 that give a great amount of experience. There's two different paths you can take. One is destroying as many light blue as possible, and the second is just taking on higher level mobs. So what I'm going to show you here quick is the first option, which is killing as many light blue as possible, and the best spot I've found is in front of the Temple of Draga. It's a camp called the Bifak camp, I believe, if that's how you pronounce it. Maybe it's Bifak. It's named after the name that spawns as part of this cycle. There's like 7 mobs. And all you have to do is target each mob and snare them and root rot them. You can get about 3 or 4 at a time rooted and just start your dot rotation. So it's really that easy. Sometimes they cast some kind of spell that will bring your health down, but don't worry if you have Reluctant Malevolence up and you have some kind of tap in your dot rotation, which I do. It should bring your health back up, or you can just tap an eye with your Elder Beads. So as you can see, they have a spin stun, but that won't affect you because you'll have root off before they can stun you that badly. So I think here I have 4 at a time. So really it's just killing as many as possible in the shortest amount of time. And I actually have some numbers here because I did some research for this video. Okay, so in 30 minutes I made 20 AAs doing this cycle. So in 60 minutes, which is 1 hour, I would make 40. Now if I were to use double experience in that amount of time, I would get 40 AAs in a half an hour plus 20 the next half an hour, so that would be 60. So that's what I got in this camp. You also have to keep in mind that there is a name that spawns in this cycle, which is what the camp is named after, Bifak. And he will take a little bit of time if you have to pet tank him. I don't believe he assists, but he might. So I noticed the assist range on these guys are very, very low. If you want to, there's also another camp further down where there's bears that spawn. But that one, the mobs are not as easy to pull. I found that these are close together and their assist range is not very high. So I've asked around, and this seems to be the camp that is the best camp for the most amount of experience and loot you can get for the shortest amount of time invested. It reminds me a lot of the farm in Dragonscale Hill back in the day, where you really didn't have to do much. The mobs didn't have very high hit points. Back then we called it the farm. Everybody knew where the farm was because it had the best experience for the least amount of time invested. So I see this camp as the farm of Empires of Kunark and Ring of Scale. Plus there always seems to be a group here trying to get the loot and the experience for doing practically nothing. So it's a good example if you just sit here soloing all day, for them to maybe go out and look for a better camp and, do something different. Do something more difficult. I mean, you're a Necro, you don't have to be the nicest guy. You can tell them to go find a different camp, and that this is yours. So in conclusion, I would say the best experience for the shortest amount of time would be here in Frontier Mountains or in Sathir's Tomb. Just route riding mobs there because you get around the same amount of experience per hour there. Also, just be wary when you hear people talk about how they can make like 80 or 90 AAs in Frontier Mountains solo, because odds are that they're exaggerating, and that if they do make that much, they're probably using some kind of outside help, like another character boxed or something. So this is as good as I can get. Maybe somebody else has a better spot or has, different results. So that should just about do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to thumbs up or thumbs down. Have a great weekend.